Hello, my friends. What's happening? We're a little late today. We have no makeup. The face isn't done. It is Thanksgiving. People are off. I'm doing it myself, okay? But that's all right because we still got coffee. And it's at 9:51 in the AM on a Wednesday, and it's still time for Java with Jen. Java with Jen. Gobble, gobble, Java with Jen. Java with Jen. Gobble, gobble. Only for those of us in the US, anyway. We can have a whole conversation about Thanksgiving, but we won't. Do you like my shameless plug for my book? Even though she's on her own today, I did figure out a few little tricks. Anyhow, Jen Koken here. For those that don't know me, I am your favorite executive leadership coach for women in STEM who want to lead with more authority, influence, and impact. You can hang with me here on LinkedIn every Wednesday morning, 9:45 in the AM on the East Coast. We have some coffee together. We talk about leadership tips, tools, insights, and I also get guest experts on from time to time. I also have a LinkedIn newsletter specifically for women in STEM. So please head over there, go to my profile, check out the newsletter, and subscribe. And if you want to know more about me, what I'm up to, you can also hit up my website, www.jenkoken.com. Now, I want to, it's Thanksgiving. Everyone's talking about gratitude, yabba, 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 yabba. But I want to be inclusive because I know a lot of you are global, as it were, and y'all don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So, uh, you know, let's talk about gratitude anyway, because it's a theme right now. I really wish I have this. I was telling a friend of mine to go to my storage locker because I'm heading my friends tomorrow because I have a turkey hat that looks like my head's inside a turkey's belly. Like I'm the stuffing inside the belly. Wish I had it today. I don't. This month's blog post was all about hidden leaders, those of you, me, who get slammed in the face from time to time with an experience of imposter syndrome, with an experience of questioning or doubting ourselves. Head over to my website. You can read that blog, but I specifically wanted to talk about gratitude through action because when we're feeling this is for my hidden leaders, for those that are neurodivergent, for those that are a bit more introverted, I wanted to give you some ways to express your gratitude for those around you through action. Often when I'm coaching people, people might say things like, well, they should know I appreciate them. When we're in our one-on-one, I try to say nice things. All well and good, but there's a lot of different ways to express gratitude. I've got my cheat sheet on my other screen to my left, and it's all my stuff, but I want to look over here. So number one, here's what's really important. Thank somebody for something very specific. Telling someone great job is not specific enough. What you want to do in your accolades or in your praise or when you're giving feedback is to be very specific and call out the behavior that you want someone you're managing or you want another leader to continue to replicate. It really worked for me in that meeting because your slide presentation, I liked that you had more graphics, less text, and you sent it to us ahead of time so I could take some time to go over it, to be thoughtful instead of being presented with information newly at the meeting. How often does that happen? So often. And by the by, folks, people are making meetings with you or calling you into meetings without an agenda. Decline, boop, decline. I know that may seem harsh, but you will start training people. And the key is to say, I want to be thoughtful about what I want to contribute. I'd like to see the agenda ahead of time. Personally, for me and my brain, I need that. So that's number one. Thank somebody for something specific. Number two, highlight the unsung heroes. Highlight those people who don't usually get called out. There's a great book by Saul Alinsky that I read when I first was a grassroots organizer years ago called Rules for Radicals. And one of the things that talked about was stoop setting. Saul Alinsky was a great union organizer, industrial organizer, and he talked about how if you really want to see the leaders in your neighborhood, you want to sit on your stoop and just watch the world go by and see those grandmas or those people or those grandpas that are out there sweeping their sidewalk, that are out there putting plants out. So when we talk about unsung heroes, oh, great. Well, there you go. My little session has expired, so hopefully I'll be able to recalibrate. But the unsung heroes are the people that don't speak up in meetings. that aren't the bold, the outgoing ones. And look, we have people that are introverted and extroverted in our lives. We also have those people at work. I'm going to just reload my email that I sent to myself so I can read the rest of the lovely information I have for you. So those unsung heroes are the people that are not the braggadocious people. They're not the people that have every single answer and are always raising their hand. It's important to call out the unsung heroes. I'll tell you a little story. This was like 2001. I was hired by a nonprofit to implement a major national campaign to lobby the federal government for more resources for the more resources. I'm going back to my email while I say this, for more resources for the national parks. And there was this woman, young woman, not on my team, on someone else's team. She was a communications expert, and man, she was crackerjack. When we were alone, one-on-one, great conversations, great ideas, but I noticed she never spoke up. And so I pulled her aside at one meeting, after a meeting, and this was not my meeting. I was attending somebody else's. And I said, that topic, we just talked about that like an hour before because we were spitballing ideas. And she said, I know, but every time I talk, I get flushed bright red because she gets embarrassed when she speaks. And I said, wow. I said, I totally understand, but I got to tell you, you are so smart and you're so on the money. You're so good in the way you process things and the way you're thinking about things. It is a shame you're not bringing your ideas to the table because they are brilliant. Next meeting, she spoke up and was flushed. And what she found over the years is that she would get less and less flushed because she was practicing it. Really important to sing out to those unsung heroes. So number one, thank people for specifics. Number two, give thanks for the unsung heroes. Let me go to my other three. It doesn't make it easy. Okay. Number four, express your appreciation upward. It may seem that the bosses don't need accolades, but I got to tell you, it is lonely at the top. It doesn't matter how high up you get in an organization, you still have questions of doubt. You still have questions, you still doubt. You still from time to time feel like a fraud. Even those people, again, that seem the most confident, arrogant, they too have feelings of doubt. So expressing your appreciation upward is really important. Talk to your boss or your manager and weave that together with acknowledging them for something specific and say something, like, hey, I just wanted to pull you aside and appreciate your leadership. It has been a really stressful month for all of us as we're implementing a new software, as we're attempting to achieve this deadline. And one of the things I appreciate about you is you seem calm. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I need more coffee, friends. I'm going to take another sip. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but out front, you're calm. And man, I appreciate that. Okay. So specific, unsung heroes, express your appreciation upward. 4, celebrate small wins. Don't wait for the end of the year for, oh, we made the goal, we made this, we made that. The brain's negativity bias will consistently have you focusing on what didn't get done in the negative. Make sure to celebrate a small win every day. And if you find yourself with an inability to celebrate those small wins and you forget what those small wins are, because most of us do, keep a notepad, keep a journal. So when you are down in the dumps, you can reflect and see those small wins. The second part of that celebrating the small wins is ask yourself, what was the strategy or tool I used to create that win? Because that then reminds you of your value. That then reminds you of what you're good at. And that then reminds you of your success strategies that you want to replicate. The 5th way to express gratitude through action is just make it personal. Sure, a quick email is fine, a text. What about a card? I know. What? You mean an e-card? Sure, you could do an e-card. E-Mountain cards, my favorite thing, by the way, for birthdays, $20 a year. Send a card. But you can also, a handwritten note is kind of out of the ordinary. If you're in a hybrid workspace, the next time you're in the office, grab a Post-it note, write a little note, stick it on somebody's computer, put the card on somebody's chair. Personalizing things goes a long way. In fact, I just saw a story today from a dear friend, Gina Schaefer, who 8 years ago when a hardware she owned and managed a bunch of hardware stores and sold them, and now she helps small business owners. But there was this hardware store that was celebrating 100 years in DC, and she wrote a handwritten note. 8 years later, the owner called her. He was ready to sell and asked her to buy it. And that store is now 108 years old. People remember handwritten notes. So just to recap, because I want to end this quickly, 5 things you can do, 5 actions you can take to express gratitude. Thank someone directly and be specific. Express your gratitude upward. Celebrate the unsung heroes. Celebrate your small wins and make things personal, personalized stuff. I hope that helps. You know, you can translate this to your family too. By the by, great turkey, mom. Mom, dad, whoever, person, great dish. I really love the flavors, whatever you want to say. So you can practice this tomorrow during Thanksgiving. I hope y'all have a great week. Those of you celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Those of you who don't, happy hump day, happy Wednesday, and hope y'all have a great week. Until next week, it's Java with Jen, Java with Jen, Java with